That's all the major drop points. The Pentagon has 45,000 pallets, 800 planes, and 560 choppers ready to go as soon as it's safe to fly.
Information leaflets?
With the ash jumpers and all the pallets.
You need to see this.
Does this mean...
This means that the pressure holding the eruption column in the air is beginning to drop. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
And now to the news that America has been waiting for, the end of the supervolcanic eruption at Yellowstone National Park. At 9:17 a.m. local time, the eruption column began to collapse.
Ocurrida en el Parque Nacional de Yellowstone, Wyoming, Estados Unidos, parece haber llegado a su fin.
这是整个火山爆发当中具有关键性的转折点。
Huge pyroclastic surges, which radiated out over 100 miles from the base of the column, overwhelming the U.S. Air Force drone that's been monitoring the eruption.
Across America, the overwhelming task of trying to bring aid to the estimated 29 million people trapped by the ashfall begins. Authorities now admit it'll take weeks, if not months, to reach those trapped closest to the volcano.
We're going to head back toward the interstate and then turn north. Any abandoned vehicles we come across along the way, I think we should stop and check them for water in the washer bottle, food, anything we can use. Okay. Okay. How far? Outskirts of Cheyenne are approximately 25 kilometers.
You know, I've got to say, Richard, this has been a crappy book tour so far.
Flashlight. Ready? Okay. Come on. Come on. Up. All right. You okay?
It used to be BC and AD, before and after Christ. Well, now it's BY and AY, before and after Yellowstone. Before and after the world changed out of all recognition. Suddenly, utterly, irrevocably.
The global effects were not fully felt until a month or so after the eruption had stopped. Billions of tons of sulfur dioxide ejected by the volcano wrapped their way around the northern hemisphere, cutting down the sunlight. Within weeks, temperatures started to plummet, as much as 20 degrees in some places. Then the aerosols jumped to the equator and started to cool the southern hemisphere. The monsoon failed, adding drought to the bitter cold. Climatologists say it will start getting better in a few years. But let's just say, I don't think I'll live to see another tan.
Clear up the scale of what we still have to do all this time on. 80% of the USA covered by ash. 20% rendered unusable or uninhabitable. Cities and towns permanently abandoned. Billings, Cheyenne, Denver, Salt Lake City. I don't know how we've kept going, to be honest. I mean, just the animals. The livestock. Millions dead. Rotted where they fell. And the people. If it hadn't been for Walk to Life, 7.3 million lives saved. That was an achievement. And it was Rick's achievement.
Not knowing was the hardest part. He called from Cheyenne, from the airport, with Ken. And then I didn't hear anything. Until Michael Eldridge called from FEMA to say they were in this bunker place. But safe. But then, when there was no news, I gave up all hope of ever seeing them again.
Sir, I believe this is yours.
Why did I choose to come back? It's hard to say, really. To face the reality of what nearly happened, I suppose. How close we actually came to never leaving this place at all. We were picked up in Cheyenne. And when the ash finally stopped falling, we were transported to Denver, where we waited with thousands of others for our turn to be rescued. It would be 3 months until the transatlantic routes opened up again, and I made it back to my family in England. But I soon realized I couldn't stay there. Not until I'd seen for myself what had happened to Yellowstone. The place I'd spent my whole life trying to understand. Things will get better. They will, eventually. Nature will recover. The world will recover. This, after all, is not only how life ends, it's also how life begins. And one day, someday, Yellowstone will erupt again. But not on my watch.